What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfire. Super exciting. We have official Spider-Man No Way Home releases, 2 brand new still frames from the upcoming film released by Empire alongside their article. Now, one of which is from a scene we've already seen in the first trailer, but we have to talk about the shot. It's very weird. There are some things that are unfinished about it. Also, some things in the pose and framing. I had to do a double take myself. The other, we have no idea where it's from. I'm going to speculate a little bit about both photos, show them to you guys if you haven't seen them. We also have to talk about Sony adding 2 brand new movies to their release slate in 2023. And these aren't just any movies. They are officially movies part of their Spiderverse. And with Craven already having a release date, it is anybody's guess as to what 2 brand new Spider-Man movies could be coming in literally just about a year away from Spider-Man No Way Home. We're breaking down all the news coming via Empire and Sony themselves about brand new movies joining the slate, and of course these 2 new still shots for Spider-Man No Way Home. But first, if you could maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content here at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from the official Easter egg breakdowns, recaps, and interviews with directors, all the way to the anonymous 4chan plot leaks, industry insider scoops, and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button, leaving a comment down below. That'll automatically enter you to win the PlayStation 5 we're giving away at 900,000 subscribers. All the rest of the giveaways of the channel, stick around to the end of the video. We'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so admittedly, guys, I know that sometimes when I'm trying to argue all angles of an argument that I'm sort of ambiguous and sometimes don't let you guys know which side of the argument I fall on. I just want to make sure for devil's advocacy's sake that we cover all grounds. I'm going to be completely clear here. I'm like 90% sure that this is a Photoshop. Usually at the channel, when we're doing Photoshops and debunking the fake ones, trying to show you guys how and why they did them, it's from amateurs trying to pass off leaked material. It's not usually coming from Sony as an official sanctioned photo for Empire magazine, but taking a look at this as a whole, I truly believe this is a photoshopped image, and let me make my argument why. Now, I'm in no way a pro, but I was taught by some pros, and I do it every day at the channel. Look at the motion blur on Spider-Man's arm, and we're going to come back to Spider-Man in just a second. The motion blur on the arm that's swinging towards the back, the motion blur on the car behind him, and then look at the blue car that Dr. Octopus is picking up. Surely that would be in motion like the tentacle you can see there to the right, but the car is crystal and or in frame completely. Now, you could make an argument that the camera is actually focusing on the car, but it wasn't. What's in frame is Spider-Man here in the near ground. That's what the camera was focusing on. So the chances of this car being so in focus while the rest of the frame is so blurred, then take a look at the shadow of the car underneath. From the way that the light angle is coming on the left, you can see that the shadow is coming off of that front driver's side tire at a pretty tight down angle. There's only a couple of feet. Yeah, the car's leaning over, but there's only a couple of feet cast off. If you go over to Dr. Octopus, his shadow should be elongating the car. We should see that same degree, and I'm just not seeing it there. Also, I want to make mention, this is trying to make us think that in that moment we saw in the teaser trailer where Peter's talking to that woman in the car and then suits up on top, Dr. Octopus crawls on top of the bridge and that they engage right there in that moment. I argued at the time that those very much so looked like separate shots, which means this would be a Photoshop of a moment that doesn't happen in the trailer, which would be normal for Marvel sort of trying to mislead us, but not on this degree, not making completely fake images. Not to mention that Spider-Man in the foreground running away the way he is definitely makes this look like a little bit silly of a scene, and it could be that he's running in this shot, just not away from a villain the way that it looks with Dr. Octopus. Again, if this image is fake, why Sony would do this, I'm not sure, but Brandon Davis over at comicbook.com had a tweet here real recently within the last month that said he thinks the Spider-Man No Way Home teaser may be the most misleading thing Marvel has done yet, and if this is a Photoshop to sort of make that teaser look real in the sort of comp that they did, well, then that would be a whole new degree of them trying to deceive us. Now, this next shot is interesting as well, and only because of the color and the situation of the shot. This definitely looks like it's supposed to be a night shot somewhere. You see him wearing the red and black costume from Far From Home, but Marvel movies are never, ever this light. When a Marvel movie is done, they're actually quite dark. The films are quite dark. You'll see on YouTube channels that use the footage. I do it in still frames a lot. We actually use a lot of lightening techniques in Photoshop and After Effects to lighten up their frames. It's just the style for Marvel and how it's been in the past, meaning when there are night scenes, which this looks to be one, they're a lot darker than this when they're an actual frame or still from the cinematic cut. Now that doesn't mean that Sony and or Empire's photo departments did their own Photoshop on the photos before publication. That could have easily happened. So we'll stop speculating on the authenticity of this photo for just a second and try to figure out when and where this could exactly be in the film. Now we've already seen there are a ton of brand new Spider-Man costumes that are about to come out. There are literally a ton. There's the integrated suit. We've seen a new version of what looks like the Iron Spider, blue and gold. We had not quite seen the red and black without some of the gold inlays yet, but I would speculate this is towards the front of the movie because this looks like the Far From Home costume hangover. So this may happen while he's still using this costume, and since we've seen that in the front end of the film, I would assume this would continue before it gets destroyed. We won't get into too many of the rumors and or plot leaks that have been circulating out there. We talk about them often at the channel, where there is going to be some sort of major battle at the end of Act 1, beginning of Act 2, causing him to lose this suit and have to make a new one, cue the integrated suit from Doctor Strange. But considering this is the Far From Home suit, classic as it is, I'm going to guess this may be early. I know they're going to be on the run early, and there was that art book from last year that showed Spider-Man on the Statue of Liberty as he was being chased by helicopters, presumably police officers, and that could still be happening early in the film when there's a manhunt from them, although it does make it look, again from the teaser, as though he turned himself in and those problems are behind him. There is a lot going on in these photos and the first teaser, admittedly, I think, meaning to deceive us, and it wouldn't surprise me as long as they're holding out for this second and official trailer. I mean, guys, they're putting the official trailer out for Spider-Man No Way Home seriously about a month before the movie releases. In the day and age we're in right now, with Marvel throwing out 30-second and minute clips almost every day leading up to the release of, say, Shang-Chi, they're doing the same thing for Eternals right now, to literally only have an official teaser, no other footage, and still them holding on to the official trailer this long before the film, I think it all signifies that when we do get this official trailer, they are going to make major reveals. The same major reveals that are making them jump through hoops right now to try to distract us. So make sure that when there is that reveal, the hype, they know the response is going to be amazing, and it'll be such a short time before Spider-Man No Way Home releases, they know they'll be able to keep that hype going. But I don't know if any members of the marketing team over at Sony have been paying attention to just YouTube here recently. The hype for this movie may have surpassed Endgame, which is something I didn't think I'd see again in my lifetime. Just goes to show you how much I know. Maybe both of these photos are real. We'll see both of these moments in either the trailer coming up or the film, and you know, I'll stick my foot in my mouth. But man, that one with Dr. Octopus, it definitely looks like something's up. But guys, you let me know in the comments below what you think. Do you think that that's fake or real? The motion blur just doesn't seem to add up to me. I think it's something with the color grading and levels as well, but it could just be hypersensitive to knowing that Marvel's trying to deceive us. Or what could have been some very hastily finished shots because the VFX in some of those frames and or the final color gradient and or picture lock just isn't done yet. That is an actual real possibility. Only time will tell. Now, in other news, Sony has officially added 2 Spider-Verse movies to their upcoming release slate in 2023. That's June 23, 2023 and October 6, 2023. Both of those dates, I will admit, I thought, oh, well, one of those has to be Kraven. Not so fast. Kraven's already on the calendar for 2023 in January, which means these are 2 new live-action Spider-Verse films. You've got Morbius coming out next year, and there is no announcement for Venom 3, which means unless they've been doing it in complete secrecy, no script, no director, far too soon to be releasing that even for October of the end of that year. I think there's a good chance that one of them is the Spider-Woman movie that we've heard's in production with Olivia Wilde in conjunction with Marvel Studios. One of her first quotes about that film was Kevin Feige. The second one could easily be an unnamed film, something along the lines of the Silk Project that was rumored at the end of last year, simply doing some world building, and if you really want to get creative with it, maybe a live action Miles Morales if he's actually introduced into the Spider-Verse, and then only the dreamers will think about this option of the rumor that we reported on last year, that as part of the contingency plan for Sam Raimi and Tobey Maguire coming back, Andrew Garfield as well, that there's a chance that they would finally go ahead and make the Spider-Man 4 that they had started for the original trilogy, and or an Amazing Spider-Man 3 for Andrew Garfield's trilogy. Again, though, on the size and scale that those films would be, having them put on a release calendar for, say, 2 years from now, I mean, that means that would have to go into pre-production like real soon, get the ball rolling immediately on a script and a director. I just don't think there's any time for that. So more likely Spider-Woman, maybe slash Silk, maybe another film we haven't heard of quite yet, but they'll be announcing here soon. Either way, let me know all the hype down below. What do you think about all this? What do you think these films are? And what did you think of my breakdown of the shots? Any of you guys agree? I'll be happy to eat my hat. Maybe it's not that complicated. If so, what is Spider-Man doing in that shot other than running away? I'm very curious. Let me know all your thoughts down below. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff. Before I let you go, still giving away PlayStation 5 at 900,000 subscribers. We're also giving away tickets to go see Eternals that entire week, and we'll resume the Disney Plus subscriptions when Hawkeye comes out. So if you want to be entered to win, or if you like daily Marvel content, this will also help with that. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below because it's truly random. The more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you liked today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Twitter and Instagram at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. I'd really appreciate it if you check that out. But in the meantime, thanks for checking out this channel. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.